Live coverage continues.
Thank you. I don't know where to start. Let's say, first of all, this season and the way things ended last night was a very special one for me with both Brian and Stephen on the staff. It was a tremendous feeling to be able to put my arms around them and celebrate the results of last night. Amanda had a game Saturday. She flew in for the game, was down there as well. So it was great to have all three kids down there on the field after the game, and Linda and Katie and Ashley. And I'm sure my mom was watching. I hope she was able to stay awake for the whole game. And I know my dad had a seat on the 50-yard line for this one with some of his close friends, Coach Hart and Coach George. And we're looking down and watching it, so I always think back to the last Super Bowl he was at with Brewski's ice bath. So just a lot of fond memories there. You know, this is a good football team and a tough football team that I coached this year. I have so much respect for the way our players worked, the way they competed, the way they just brought it every single day, every practice. Certainly wasn't always perfect, but it was always with a lot of effort, a lot of toughness, and a great will to improve and get better and correct the mistakes and just become a better player and a better team. And we maintained that all year, right to the end, right to our last practice on Friday over at the University of Houston. And you know, one of the great coaches in this game that I had the opportunity to work for, Coach Parcells, one of the things that he said that's always stuck with me is in boxing, the mark of a great champion is the one that can get up off the mat and win. And kind of feel like that's what we did last night. Even though the score was against us, it didn't really feel like the game was out of reach. We were able to move the ball. We were able to make some plays. We just didn't have enough points on the scoreboard for quite a while. And eventually we were able to fight our way back into it. We had some great plays from our defense. You know, after the onside kick, that was a big stop for us. You know, several stops, of course, and then after we had the kickoff and had good field position, they drove the ball down, and Julio made a tremendous catch on the sideline. We were able to push him back out of field goal range and have the opportunity to get the ball in the final drive with it being a one-score game. So offensively, again, we moved the ball. You know, had a couple turnovers in the first half, but we're able to move the ball, and I thought we had some good plays from our kicking game. Again, especially those kickoff coverage plays, a lot of good situational plays that came up in the game. So thought it was a tremendous job by our coaching staff. Josh, Joe, Matt, they did a great job with their respective units, and thought we once again tried to play complementary football, offense, defense, special teams, all kind of working together, feeding off each other, trying to complement each other throughout the course of the game. And it certainly came together in the last 15, 20 minutes, whatever it was. Got to give a lot of credit to Atlanta, Tom Dimitrov, Coach Quinn, their coaching staff. They played us well. I mean, obviously we had more than our hands full. Coach Quinn, his defensive staff, did a tremendous job, and we certainly had difficulty with them. I think Kyle's did a tremendous job with that offense all year, and certainly last night, right from the first play with the toss crack and their play action passes, and that's a good, very well coached football team with some very skilled players. So as good as any, obviously, we faced all year. So It's with a great deal of pride that we were able to capture the championship last night. Again, this team earned it. They earned it all the way from OTAs to training camp to all through the regular season. 14 wins, and then 3 more in the playoffs. I thought we responded to a lot of challenges throughout the course of the year, and couldn't be prouder of this group of guys. It couldn't be. It's really an honor and a privilege for me to coach these guys. They have a tremendous work ethic, tremendous physical and mental toughness. They just compete and just don't stop competing. And we saw that last night. So what everybody saw last night in the fourth quarter and overtime from the New England Patriots is what I've been seeing for almost 7 months. And very proud to be the coach of this group. Mr. Kraft and his family have given us tremendous support, and we've had a great relationship. For 17 years, we've been able to continue to remake and remold certain aspects of the team, and it was surprising to me when I actually looked at it how many new players we had in this game compared to the Seattle game just 2 years ago. It was over half the team. So. And players like James White wasn't even active for the Seattle game. Had such a tremendous game and role in this one. So again, I just think that speaks to the improvement, competitiveness, and the job that our coaching staff has done developing younger players and continuing to try to improve the team at every opportunity we get. So.
You can continue to watch Bill Belichick live from Houston as SportsCenter continues over on ESPN2. Now here on ESPN, it's time for First Take.
Especially after a night like last night, people talk a lot about Tom Brady's heart, his leadership, his grit. But do we all not appreciate enough, do you think, Tom's passing abilities, specifically his accuracy?
Well, I don't know how we could not. Look at Tom's career. His accuracy is tremendous. He's been an accurate passer, I'd say, since really his second year in the league. I thought he made a lot of improvement in the 2000 season in his throwing mechanics and his throwing techniques. But by the 01 season, his accuracy was very good. So, I don't think anybody throws the ball into more tight windows than Tom does consistently. And again, I think, with all due respect, I think it's really inappropriate to suggest that in Tom's career he's been anything other than a great teammate, a great worker, and has given us every single ounce of effort, blood, sweat, and tears that he has in him. And to insinuate that this year was somehow different, that this year he competed harder or did anything, to a higher degree than he ever has in the past, I think is insulting to the tremendous effort and leadership and competitiveness that he's shown, for the 17 years that I've coached him. It's been like that every year, every day, every week, every practice. I don't care if it's in May, August, or January. Tom Brady gives us his best every time he steps onto the field.
Bill, Bob Glauber from Newsday. Congratulations. You've been at this now since 1975, every single season.
You don't have to remind me, Bob. I know.
You ever think of how long you want to go with this?
I really, my thoughts are just my commitment to the team, and again, this organization, what Mr. Kraft has done for me, and what a great partner he's been. I just want to do the best that I can for the great players and the coaches that I've had the privilege to work with. And I'm really thinking about, last year, next year, or some other year, just trying to live in the moment and do the best I can for our football team. And some of that is, planning. This is it's a great year for us. We're going to be in business next year. We're going to have a schedule next year. We're going to play that. So, we have to look ahead and prepare for that. But for right now, and up until a few hours ago, I put every ounce of energy I had into making and doing the best I could for this football team in 2016.